everyone, and welcome to day number 2 of the 12 days of Christmas with Ink and Stamp. This is Michelle Hornbeck, and we're going to do a fancy fold this time. And I learned this from one of my friends, Rita Hartsock. She taught a fancy fold class. It was amazing. So I put together some stuff with Stampin' Up! Products and used her basic design, but then made it my own. So this, I mean, it's actually very simple and easy to do, but it's got a huge wow factor, okay? So let's get started. Here are some of the supplies you're going to need. For our stamp set, we're using the Decorated with Happiness and the Coordinating Decorated Pine dies. So these have all sorts of great images that coordinate with this stamp set, along with some pine dies, which I've got off to the side here. We're going to use this stamp set, and I'm using just this sentiment. So really you could use any type of sentiment that you have, but I really love this bundle. So we'll be creating some more things as the season goes on. All right, so then also I'm using Cherry Cobbler for my ink, and I have the crinkled seam binding ribbon. It's a 1/4 inch, and this is our white ribbon. I've got red rhinestones. If you don't have red rhinestones, you can always use the regular rhinestones, and you can color them with a Cherry Cobbler blend or a real red blend as well. So you can use either one of those. I just love these. They're ready to go. They look like little holly berries, and so I keep these around, especially for Christmas. So they are just really wonderful. Okay, so then here comes our pieces. Oh, you also will need your trimmer, definitely. Okay, so my pieces. These 2 pieces are for our die cut pieces. So this is Old Olive, and it's roughly about 2.5 by 5.5. You can just play with some scraps that you have. This is Mossy Meadow, and we're using the outline, and then we're also using the detailed piece ahead of to put on top of it. So you'll need those 2 pieces for die cuts. Put those aside right now. You will need some Designer Series paper, and what I am using is the Boughs of Holly Designer Series paper, and I chose these 2 patterns. Now this pattern, when I first got the paper, I really didn't know what I was going to do with this. However, this is really great for that background, because you see, you only see just a little bit of it, okay? But I've got my greens and my reds in both of those, okay? And then this goes on top of there. So you see, it's only a matte. And I was like, you know, that looks, it gives all those different colors, but it's not got all that kind of washed together look. So I chose that for my background. Of course, you can choose whichever paper you'd like for that. So this is actually 4 1/4 by 5.5. So this is your standard card size, okay? This piece is 4 1/4 by 2 3/4. Okay, and then this piece is 2.5 by 4 inches. And this is going to mat on top of there, okay? And then this piece are the triangle pieces that fold in. This is a 3.5 inch square, and I'm gonna show you with the trimmer how to cut and score this for those folds. Basic white. This is actually 4 inches, I'm sorry, 5 1/4 inches by 8 inches, scored at 4 inches, okay? And don't worry about these measurements. They're in a downloadable tutorial as well. So this actually is the part that folds up. So we wanted it a little bit smaller. So folded size is going to be 4 inches by 5 1/4, so that it fits on that mat, okay? And then this basic white is, I just lost my measurement, 2 inches by 3.5. Okay, now what we're going to do first is we are going to put these pieces aside for right now. And then we are going to work on the triangles here. Okay, so you have a 3.5 by 3.5 inch square. What you're gonna do is you're actually gonna line up the corners into that groove on your trimmer, and that's gonna give you your diagonal cut. No special measuring there. Now we're going to score at 1/2 inch. So basically I'm going to put this edge here along that 1/2 inch mark. Okay, and then I'm gonna hold this edge here. Oops, I just wiggled a little bit. This one is a little bit tricky. I'm gonna hold this side down. Make sure you're using your scoring blade. Okay, and then we'll do that for this one as well. This is a 1/2 inch mark. Okay. So then we'll put this aside and bring out my foam folder, and we will fold this and burnish that fold. Okay. Now what we want to do, this is before we put anything on, we are going to adhere this to the back side. Now, we want these corners to match up with the corner on the basic white. So I kind of dry fit it that way, turn it over, and then I'm going to just add some of my Stampin' Seal, and I just moved it all. We'll add that here again. Let's try this again one more time. Okay, so I've got that center there. Okay, now we'll adhere that down. Okay, now I'm going to do the other side. Same way. Now all I'm doing is adhering this back side. Okay, and I'm just adding just a little adhesive. If you don't like the Stampin' Seal, you can always use the, oops, lost my triangle there. You can always use the Tombow glue. You're just gonna have to hang on to it to let the glue dry just a bit so it doesn't wiggle around. Okay, so I'm getting those set, then we'll just press that down. Okay, you also see we've got some tails here. We don't want those tails. So we're just gonna use some scissors and snip those right off. Okay. And because this side is one of the greens, when we, oops, I lost one, I forgot one there. It's gonna blend in, so if you don't get it quite exact, it will be okay. All right, so now what we want to do is adhere this assembly here. We're going to adhere this to that card base. Okay, and that Designer Series paper. And again, I'm just using my Stampin' Seal Plus. Now I want to make sure, well, right now I guess it doesn't matter. I was going to say, I want to make sure that I've got the right sides up. But that won't matter until we actually adhere everything together. Okay, so this is probably the most tricky part. So we're gonna set this aside, and I'm going to stamp now. And so we're gonna bring our cherry cobbler, and then my stamp set. And I'm gonna put it into that top left-hand corner. And let's just add this here. Okay, had to hold my mouth just right. All right, now if you're making a ton of these, I would suggest you put this on the Stamparatus and stamp it that way. Okay, let's close this up. This is all the stamping that we're going to do today. And so then let's pull in our scrub. We'll clean off that stamp. Okay. We'll set that aside as well. All right, now that we've got our stamping finished, we're gonna go ahead and adhere these pieces together. And again, just using some Stampin' Seal. And, you know, again, if you prefer the liquid adhesive, use that. That works just as well. And it gives you a little bit of extra room to kind of wiggle around if you need to adjust it anyway. All right, so let's bring back in our fold. Now this time we really need to make sure that we've got the right side up so that we're opening it correctly. So we're gonna put these down. And what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna add some dimensionals in the middle only. And then we'll put our piece right on top of this and just kind of center it. Okay, so that way these will tuck in and out. Okay, all right, now we need to add that pine tree because this looks kind of plain like this. You know, something else you can do is, if you'd like to, is use some embossing folder or something like that, or make a real light background. You know, it's up to you. Okay, so we'll put this aside, and then we'll bring in the mini cut and emboss. And we're going to cut our pieces here. Oops, I like to use that one for my top until that one gets to where it is just not usable anymore. I'm going to use the big end going in first. Okay. Now, if you ever have problems with them sliding all over the place, you can get some Post-it note tape. That works just like a Post-it note, except it's just the tape, so all you're really working with is just the little sticky part of it. All right, so here's our background for our pines. And then we'll put our detailed piece. Now this detailed piece is the one that's out of Old Olive. The background piece was the Mossy Meadow. And I'm actually gonna run this through, I'm just gonna go backward and forward. Okay. That way, with the detail dies, I like to do that twice, just to make sure. It's always a little bit easier to get all those little detail pieces out when they go through twice. Your machine might be able to do that a little bit better. They're all just slightly different, so just work with your machine. Let me use my Take Your Pick tool and kind of lift that up. And then I've got some extra pieces there I'll need to shake off into the, and we'll put this away. All right, so now bring my, and you could, if there's not very many on here, I might use my brush. I might use the spongy part that comes with the tool. Or I'll just pick a couple pieces out. You know, the other thing too is you don't have to pick every single piece out of there. It's okay if some of it stays in. Okay, so here's our card. And we're just gonna lay these on top of each other. And notice they don't match up exactly perfectly. That's okay. If you turn them over, you see they're not exactly the same, but that's really okay. It gives it a little bit better kind of dimension and things like that on those. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to adhere this bigger piece down. Oops. with it. I'm just gonna add it to kind of the base part here. It's gonna go over here like that. Then I'm just gonna take some glue dots. And I take your pick tool. Just gonna add a few spots. Now you could also use some glue, some liquid glue if you prefer that. It's really up to you what kind of adhesives that you use. And I'm just gonna kind of do kind of in the middle part of it. Okay, so now that will go on top. We'll just line those up. Okay, now, well, I'm still gonna need my glue dots. I'm going to put some embellishments on. So I'm going to tie a double bow with this crinkled seam binding ribbon. Now I will say this, if you are in a dry location, this stuff will stick to you like crazy. So if you need to have some sort of static remover handy, that would help a little bit. Or even sometimes I'll get my fingers just a little bit damp. You can use your Stampin' Scrub, kind of dampen them, and that seems to make working with this ribbon quite a bit better. Okay, so there's our ribbon, and let me cinch that down a little bit tighter. All right. Oops. Always tying bows on video never seems to go well, but when I'm just working on things by myself, no problem. All right, now I'm gonna pull all these down and trim these up all at the same time. Okay, that out of the way, and then we're going to add another glue dot. And I think I'm actually gonna add 2 here, just so that we got a little extra stability. We'll put this right here at the end. Okay, and then we'll add our bow. Let's see, which way does it look the best? That one's kind of going crazy. Okay, and this ribbon is really nice and soft, and it will lay flat. So this is something you can easily mail in, put in the mail. All right, so the last thing is gonna be our little rhinestones. So we're just going to put these kind of all over. It's up to you. I really like these in the branches too, but I also like to have some on the card itself. And of course, if you want to write a message or stamp a message, you're going to want to do that on the inside before you assemble everything. Or you can add an extra piece of cardstock or something like that to the inside with a greeting, a sentiment, a signature, all that kind of good stuff. All right. So let's see, we'll put that one right there. The other thing too, these rhinestones are kind of helping out with keeping that top layer down. And here's our card. Thanks for joining in on day 2 of 12 Days of Christmas. Stay tuned for day 3. We'll have another project coming to you. Have a great day and happy stamping.